What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from my parents' house and the floor of my studio. What? Anuj, you're on the floor? Yes, sir, because you know what it is. It's after show time. Episode 15 of the after show is here. I am your host, Brown and No Frown. Ooh, that's a bar. I should be a rapper, right? I should be like my brother. Shout out. Anyway, hello, everyone. My name is Anuj. For those of you that are new, last name is in the show title, the Changavi Aftershow. Welcome to episode 15. For those of you that don't know, the rules of the after show are very simple. So let me go through them really quickly. Rule number 1, we talk whatever. And rule number 2, we're unfiltered as hell. So whatever comes out here is just natural thoughts, very unfiltered streams of consciousness just spitting into the mic. So it's not really well researched for the most part. A lot of it relies on this, and a lot of it relies on just me giving my opinion on things. So this is pure opinion. Don't go cite this in your research papers. In the Harvard Journal of Medicine, the Changavi After Show should not be cited. However, you can go cite my other show, the Changavi Show, in any research paper you would like, because I actually do the research for that. Anyway, who the fuck cares about MLA citations right now, Anuj? No one. Exactly. So let's talk about some of the things I want to talk about today. Listen, I have a theory I want to present to everybody. Okay. I've had this theory that I've wanted to present for quite some time. I've presented it in certain aspects of things. I think I started to present this last week, but I was, I guess, too tired and didn't really present to you the full thing. So let's get into the white voice theory. What the hell is the white voice theory? I realized something the last couple weeks. Every person, their voice changes when they talk to certain people. For when I talk to my parents versus when I talk to you guys versus when I talk to my friends, apparently our voice changes. We may not notice it, but other people do. A lot of people in my life have been like, Anuj, when you talk to certain people, you sound white as fuck. When I am on the podcast, people say I have a white boy voice. This is a thing. I'm not lying. There have been people that say I do have a white boy voice. I personally think I talk like this all the time, but to each their own, whatever. But the white voice theory, basically what I'm saying is that when you talk to specific groups of people, when I talk on my podcast, when I talk to my friends, my voice sounds different than when I talk to my brother, than when I talk to my family, than when I talk to other people. And you're like, dude, obviously, right? If you're like in a professional environment, like I'm not going to talk like this. I mean, I would, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, your voice changes. And I have this theory for all children of immigrants. For your information, this is going to be the episode about the culture. So let's get into it. All immigrant kids have a white voice. They do. All immigrants, kids of immigrants, first generation, second generation, we all have a white voice. And for those of you that know, when we talk to white people, it's hella different. It's hella different. This is for my people of color. It's hella different. I talk to a white person, my voice goes, "Hi, I'm Anuj. Nice to meet you." Right? When I'm talking to somebody else, it sounds like this. It sounds normal. But the inflection changes, and I've noticed it. I went to a college that was hella white. It was hella white. Like, I'm talking whiter than Wonder Bread type shit. Okay? At first, like a couple years ago. And when I went to this college, I noticed that my voice would change. When I would talk to my parents versus when I would talk to my friends in school, my voice was it wasn't completely different. It was just slightly different. There was a different octave that I would put myself in. It's kind of crazy. If you go back and think about your interactions with other members of the white race, you realize, and this is nothing against white people, by the way, it's just a natural immigrant instinct of like, oh shit, it's so like your voice just changes. You don't even realize it. It's kind of crazy. It's trippy. It's trippy, yaar. Very trippy. And for those of you that don't want to admit that you don't have a white voice, you do. You 100% have a white voice. And everyone who is telling you that you don't is a liar. Is a true, honest to God liar. And my ring light is falling apart. So give me 1 second. Hold on. Bitch ass light. I hate it, dude. I hate this shit. My God.
I'm so sorry. This is such a shitty look. But it's the after show, so who gives a fuck?
Okay, perfect. Light's good. What was I saying? White voice theory. Listen, all of us have it. And for white people, it's called the customer service voice. Your voice changes when you talk to customers. I see this at work all the time. I work in a restaurant. They call, like, customers call on the phone to place an order. Your voice changes. Like, my coworker could be talking to me normally, gets on the phone, blah, blah, blah. How can I help you? It's a fact. It's a fact, bro. It's an absolute fact. White voice theory exists. It's white voice for immigrants. It's customer service voice for white people. It exists everywhere, and your voice changes, and there's nothing you can do about it unless, like, I don't know, unless you just laugh. You just laugh. It changes. It truly changes. Everybody has it. Everybody, when you meet new people, your voice changes versus like the people that you talk to and you're comfortable with. It's so weird. It's so weird how the voice can betray you. Like the voice is it shows your anxiety. It's the truth. It's like you can be just chilling like a villain, having a great time, and then your voice can just totally betray you and be like, "Hi, I'm a dude. Nice to meet you." When your voice actually sounds like this, right? That's hella funny, hella funny. But my white voice theory is that all immigrants talk differently to white people than they do to members of their own race, and I stand by that theory. I truly stand by this theory. White voice theory. I coined it right here. White voice theory. This could be like a good Reddit thread, TBH. I would be interested to see what people say. Anyway, let me transition to this, okay? Obviously, the pop culture event of the year took place on Sunday, the Academy Awards, and no one gave a shit as they normally have it the last 3 years. Since COVID hit, no one really cares about the Academy Awards. I don't think very many people are watching movies, but that's a conversation for another day. I think TV shows have overtaken films for the most part. But listen, the slap got heard around the world, ladies and gentlemen, when Will Smith walked up and smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, Indian parent fastball style. The world heard it. Okay, it was on Twitter within seconds. Japanese TV had their uncensored version, so I got to see Will Smith go ape shit at Chris Rock. It was quite the event. It was quite the event for pop culture, and the greatest night on television, the Academy Awards, was presented with an absolute spectacle of a performance by both Will Smith and Chris Rock with the slapping incident. But listen, the slap is over. We all had our knee-jerk reactions, which was like, oh, I'm Team Chris. Oh, I'm Team Will. Oh, both of them were wrong. But I feel like it's been a couple days, right? A lot of people have had time to process. Will Smith has had time to publicly apologize and privately, I think, apologize as well. Chris Rock has had time to reflect. Everybody's had time to fucking have their reflection moments, right? So what is the takeaways from the slap heard around the world? 2 days, it's been a day and a half since it happened. What's the takeaway? What is the overall feeling, sentiment, vibe that's been happening? Okay, for me, this. Chris Rock was completely in the right. If this whole thing was real, which, by the way, is still a very real conversation as to whether it was staged or not, because this is Hollywood. They stage slap all the time. I look at some of the images. I see Will Smith smiling right before. I don't know. It's definitely a, what's it called? Interesting situation. But I think if it wasn't staged, so we're going to go with the assumption that it wasn't staged, which I think it wasn't. I lean towards that. Chris Rock fucking looks like a motherfucking G. Like that's how he comes off. He looks great. Chris Rock looks amazing. Okay? Because here's the thing. Comedians everywhere right now are hella worried. And you know why? Because Will Smith just broke a bunch of rules. He just walked up in front of the stage when a comedian told a ill-timed joke, whatever you want to call it, and slapped someone. Do you think that drunk audience members at a comedy club in Omaha give a shit now? They saw one of their favorite actors, one of the most quote-unquote beloved members of Hollywood, I'm not sure if anymore, just go up on stage on national television at the Academy Awards and smack the crap out of someone. That sets a precedent. And unfortunately, there are probably audience members out there who think that they have the right that they can go up and assault a comedian. It's the truth. It's the truth. The fact is, this set a precedent in comedy for a really, really long time. Will Smith may not have known it. He may have been feeling emotions in the moment. But now people are like, yo, if Dave Chappelle says some shit about, that I don't agree with, then I'm going to have to go up on stage and kick the shit out of him. Or, yeah, and they think they have the right to do that now because one of their favorite actors, a quote unquote role model before that point, Will Smith, I consider him to be one of the big voices in entertainment, just did that. And he went absolutely ballistic on national TV. Where I stand with this is very simple. Will Smith should have just handled the situation privately. Okay. If you have a problem with the joke, sure, that's fine. Everybody's got problems with various jokes, and it's cool to feel a certain way about something that was said. But you express that sentiment to Chris Rock afterwards. You have a conversation with him. You settle it civilly. You settle it like the class act that you claim you are, and you move on. You move on. But Will Smith let his emotions get the best of him, and he walked on stage and smacked someone. And listen, I understand where Will Smith was coming from. You talk shit, you get smacked. Okay, for sure. But that's some old school bullshit right there. Jada is also what? Fucking an independent, strong woman that has done a lot in Hollywood herself. Can't she defend herself too? Do you really need to fucking go up there and smack Chris Rock? I don't know. That was a little sus. Also, let's talk about Jada for a second, man. Jada. The woman that Will Smith defended her honor because she's such a great fucking human being herself, right? Red Table Talk. My God. I have so many thoughts on Red Table Talk. Red Table Talk is such bullshit. I've watched a couple episodes of it. And I watched the episode where she came out and was like, I cheated on you, Will. I fucked so many dudes. I'm obviously exaggerating, but the way that Jada handled that whole entire situation and the way that Jada media right now is looking at says, oh, Jada is this blah, blah, blah. And she is a strong woman. She's done a lot of stuff in Hollywood. I'm not trying to take away any of that. The fact is, though, Jada's fucked other dudes. She's been with other guys. She's openly cheated and admitted on Red Table Talk in front of a national audience, in front of anybody, because anyone on the internet can look this up. She admitted she cheated on Will Smith. And Will Smith didn't do nothing. But when it comes to one fucking comment about alopecia and G.I. Jane, he goes and smacks the shit out of Chris Rock. Will, I don't know where your priorities are at, B. I really don't. I don't know what's going on over there with Jada. That Will and Jada have always been suspect to me. They've been one of those celebrity couples. I know that J. Cole quotes him in one of my favorite songs. That Jada and that Will. That Jada and that Will. But at the same time, dude, that Jada and that Will love, I don't want nothing to do with that, Cole. It's a cold world out there. I don't want nothing to do with that Jada and that Will love. After what I saw yesterday or 2 days ago, hell no. I don't want anything to do with that Jada and that Will love. Fuck no. But the thing is, oh man, I have so many thoughts on the Smith family. From Jaden. I mean, Jaden's cool. He had one good rap album, and then he had Summertime in Paris, and that was it. Man has fallen off a fucking cliff in terms of his rap career, in my opinion. There's a lot of people out there who are like, whoa, Jaden's actually a fire rapper. Nah, he kind of fell off in my estimation. Willow's good. Willow's actually really good. I think Willow's a very talented artist. I believe do they go by Dave Emperor? I'm not sure, but Willow's cool. But I don't know. Their parenting has been sus. Their parenting methods are suspect, in my opinion. Didn't they let Willow emancipate themselves? I forget. But there's some crazy shit that goes on in that family. The Smiths are a whack ass family. I'll say that from the top of my head. And then Jaden tweeted "That's how we do, dog. That's how we do." Shut the fuck up, Jaden. Dude, Karate Kid, After Earth, be quiet. All right. I don't know, dude. This whole situation is so stupid. It makes me laugh. I don't know. And I love Chris Rock. Chris Rock is like the OG of stand-up comedy. He's like up there with being one of the goats with like Chappelle and a bunch of other people. And like I love Chris Rock's stand-up. Like that was one of the first stand-up pieces I watched and I loved it. I think he's so freaking funny. So to like disrespect one of the comedic goats like that and slap the shit out of him, like, and Chris Rock to handle it the way he did on national TV, like there are so many people. Like imagine if Will Smith went up there and slapped the shit out of Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio would like, I don't think he would go full Revenant mode. I think he would just be like, and like walk off. Like, I don't think he would have handled the situation well. Chris Rock, like, you know, he came up through stand up. He knows what hecklers are like. He's like, I'm used to like all these wills and shit. I know exactly what I'm getting into. He knows this industry. So he didn't feel nothing. So it was like, okay, fuck this guy, but whatever. And I don't know. Am I saying that Will Smith is wrong for slapping Chris Rock? Absolutely. Am I saying I don't understand his sentiment? I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I just don't understand why he felt the need to do it on national TV. It was a stupid move in my eyes. Made his brand take a hit for sure. His publicists were definitely like scrambling. Yeah. And I don't know. I've never been the biggest fan of Jada either. And their family is a little weird. Besides, I don't know. It's a little off. It's a little off in my opinion. Like not to say anything's off about them personally. I don't know any of them personally, but like from what I've heard in celebrity gossip, they don't seem to be like the most put together family, even though they like aspire to be that. Yeah, I don't know. That's just how I feel though about Will. But the day after, I definitely side more with Chris Rock than I did probably right after the whole thing had happened because I spent a while thinking about it. And yeah, I think Chris Rock is fully in the right. But I think that is one of the most iconic moments in pop culture. And everybody that tweeted like this is this generation's Kanye and Taylor at the VMAs, absolutely. This is better. This is 100% better. I've never seen a more entertaining like minute and a half happen at an Academy Award show. I wish I was watching this shit live. I think it'd be hilarious. I wouldn't even know what happened. I would have been in a daze, but I got to watch it recorded on Twitter a bunch of times. It's a great fucking moment. I love how people are turning it into a TikTok sound and making it into a song. Will Smith has become a meme. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And I have respect for Will Smith. I still do. But like at the same time, I don't know, bro. I don't know, Will. I think you're in the wrong on this one, bro. I think you got to take just 15 steps back and evaluate what you did because I don't think it was great. Okay, but we're going to advance this conversation. Instead of talking about someone slapping the shit out of someone, can we talk about Zayn Malik? Zayn Malik, or as the white people call him, Zayn Malik? Malik? AKA Gigi Hadid's, ex-boyfriend? Were they dating, or did they ever get married? I'm not sure. But I know there's a lot of people who are going to come on here and be like, domestic violence accusations against him with Yolanda and like pushing her into a dresser and shit. I understand all of that he like has had some issues with Yolanda Hadid. But that isn't, and like, that's totally fair, right? It's awful if it's true, like fuck Zayn if that's true, like you shouldn't have done that, of course. But I want to talk about his impact on Brown Boys for a second, because this is real. This is real. The flannel, I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. You know why brown boys wear a flannel? You know why like they see kids in this day and age feel like it's really cool to wear flannels? Because Zayn Malik made it cool back when we were in middle school. I kid you not. 7th grade. That freaking music video. Was it 6th grade or 7th grade? I think it was 6th grade. It was the Live While You Were Young music video came out. The one where like Zayn's in the flannel and the black jeans. So many people have tried to replicate that outfit through the years. It's not even funny. All brown boys do it. They don't realize it, but consciously, the new brown boy fashion sense has come from Zayn. Zayn Malik advanced the conversation. Zayn Malik made brown boys feel better about themselves than they ever should have, including myself. I saw him and I was like, damn. He was my age. I think, when he recorded that. Was he 21 or 22? Something like that. He was 21. I think he was 21 when he recorded that music video. Oh my God. I look nowhere like him at 21. Jesus. That man he's just fucking, like, he's a good looking dude. Straight up. I love Zayn. Not, I know he's done some whack shit. Don't get me wrong. But I like his voice. I like the way he sings. Okay. And I think he's a good looking person. But anyway, that doesn't excuse what he did. But he did change the culture for brown boys, okay? Everybody after 2012 started wearing hella flannels and hella black jeans. And I'm not the only one to notice this. I really think that there are a lot of people out there that are like, why are brown boys wearing so much flannel? It's because of Zayn. Zayn Malik single-handedly changed the culture, okay? And then when he started dating Gigi Hadid, I was like, that could be me. That could be me. I have a voice like Zayn, right? And live while we're young. I could do it. I could pull it off. Can I be Zayn? Look, Zayn might be half South Asian, right? He's Pakistani. I'm full, bro. I'm full. I could be the full rep. The full freaking rep. No, I'm kidding. Dude, it's just very cool, in my opinion, that like one of the leading singers in a boy band was South Asian. Was South Asian. Or is. Not was. He's not past tense. Is South Asian. I think that's so cool. I have an ex-boy band because they broke up. And that music video single-handedly changed how I looked at fashion for the rest of my life. Because I believe that flannel can go for any occasion. Doesn't matter if you're getting married. Doesn't matter if it's a funeral. Doesn't matter if it's a baby shower. You just throw on a flannel. You throw on those black jeans. You look like Zayn Malik. Boom! 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 You look good. That's the only fashion sense I have is that music video. If I can dress like that every day, that's all I care about. But I don't want to. I also have this immense laziness to like be able to like, get good clothes and do all these things. But that's fashion for another day. The point is Zayn changed the culture, man. Zayn changed the culture and no one knew it. And now we can sit here and talk about how in the modern times, the brown boy's fashion has changed since 2013 when that music video came out because he looked so freaking good in a flannel and everybody was like, I could do that. That's easy. That's light work fashion, baby. That's light work. And so now everybody thinks, oh, I could be like Zayn. I could have the flannel. I could just rock it all night, But they can't, and neither can I. It's the sad reality of the situation we're in. I live as Jen Perloni, shout out to my TikTok hater, said, I'm just basement commentary. I just sit in my mom's basement and talk about these things. But I live through Zayn in all the best ways because he is cool. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. I just fucking had an aneurysm there. Sorry. But Zayn in the flannel, baby. Zayn in the flannel changed the culture, and that's all I'm gonna say. And that was like a modern brown boy thing. So let's talk about the past for a second. Let's talk about the DDLJ days for our parents, the Kuch Kuch Hota Hai days. When they came to this country, a lot of first generation immigrant kids, right? Their parents came to this country in the 80s and the 90s. Some of you guys, the 2000s, even for you recent people. But my dad came to this country in 1985. And one of the first movies that he has preached about for years, I shit you not, for years, Mississippi Masala. Have you guys heard of that movie, Mississippi Masala? No. You haven't heard of Mississippi Masala, the GOAT movie? Dude, I have to tell you guys about this. The most underrated film in all of South Asian representation. I don't care if you like Homecoming King. I don't care if you love Never Have I Ever. Those things would not have existed without Denzel motherfucking Washington. And I want to ask you this. I want to ask my immigrants this. My children of immigrants, or my immigrants, or, my people of color who immigrated to this country from Asia in particular. Do your Asian parents love Denzel Washington as much as mine do? My South Asian parents love Denzel. They love Denzel. I talked to my dad. I'm like, who's your favorite actor? He's like, Clint Eastwood's up there. And then Denzel Washington. fantastic actor. I talked to other people, other uncles, my dad's age. Denzel, oh my God, fantastic, yaar. Mississippi Masala, so funny, right? A lot of them say that. Denzel Washington. It was a joke in Fresh Off the Boat way back in the day. There was this whole episode dedicated to how much the mom loved Denzel. Everybody's favorite, like Asian people's favorite black person is Denzel Washington. I don't care if you're it's a proven fact. I've talked to so many people and all their parents are like Denzel. Everybody loves Denzel. It's the truth. In the Asian community, Denzel is beloved. And you want to know why? It's because what I'm about to talk about, Mississippi Masala. That's why he's beloved. Because let's talk about Mississippi Masala for a second. What the hell is Mississippi Masala? So Denzel had won an Oscar like 3 years before, like in the 80 movie came out in 91, but he won an Oscar in 1988 for Mississippi Masala. Or not? No, he didn't win it for Mississippi Masala. You're tripping. I don't know what he won it for. I will do research and get back to you. But he won an Oscar for something. I think it was Best Supporting Role or Best Actor. So he won the Oscar for that. And then and I guess he was looking for his next big film, but in the meantime, there was this independent film running called Mississippi Masala. It was directed by this woman by the name of Meera Nair, who's like a huge director in India. I don't really know if she's like that well renowned here, but she did direct The Namesake later on, and she's done some other movies as well. So she's like a big deal, but she's not super big. Like she's not, Scorsese or Tarantino or anything, but she's a relatively big director, and she's a female Indian director. She's one of the first. And so the movie, fun fact, Mississippi Masala is actually like directed and produced by mostly women. So the movie it's pretty much like all women on the executive admin staff, if you want to go corporate terms. And then they somehow got Denzel Washington to do this like independent film about this Indian girl whose family immigrated from Uganda because of Idi Amin, which is like that whole dictatorship. He basically like banned all Asian people, which was aka Indian people from Uganda. Kind of racism stuff, and he banned all of them, so they were forced to immigrate to Mississippi. And this Indian girl like lives with her family in Mississippi, and then like she meets Denzel's character and they fall in love. So it's about like a African American family, a black family, and an Indian family like trying to navigate the waters of like interracial dating and marriage and relationships and all of these things. So it's really very ahead of its time. This thing was made in 1992. Denzel Washington is in it. I believe what's her name, Sharmila Tagore, who's like a very famous Bollywood actor, I believe is also in this. Sarita Chowdhury, I don't know if any of you know who that is. She plays the main girl. So it's filled with a lot of actors and actresses who like have decent who have like a decent clout factor, I guess, in terms of, for lack of a better word, in terms of like Bollywood or Hollywood. And so it was a huge deal like for the Indian community when it came out, but it's not that highly watched. It was a super independent film. It did shitty at the box office, but it was super ahead of its time. I've had the privilege of being able to watch Mississippi Masala multiple times throughout my childhood because my father has made me sit through it. It's a great movie. Very, very ahead of its time. It's super funny. It's like a classic rom-com, but it has like a black and an Indian lead. It's like, what? When do you ever see that today? In today's society, when the hell do you ever see that? So, and this was made back in the 90s. It's literally a gem. No one really knows about it. It's like an afterthought on Denzel's various like movies that he's done. But it honestly, I think it really did earn him the respect of the Indian community, because I think this movie was big in the Indian community, and especially with like the influx of Asian Indian immigrants that were coming into this country back in the 90s. Mississippi Masala is like beloved by people. You talk to like a lot of Indian uncles who came into America around that time. Like that was one of the movies they're like, shit, like that was where I felt like, oh, I'm on Hollywood. Like I thought we were only in Bollywood, but like we're in Hollywood too, because Apu wasn't really a thing at that point, right? Apu became like the big cultural staple for Indian people in like the 90s or in like the mid 90s, but like the early 90s, Denzel Washington helped put us on the motherfucking map. So that's why I have a theory that like Asian and Indian immigrants like love Denzel, because like for the first time he was in a movie with like an Asian or an Indian protagonist, and it's pretty cool. I don't know if like Asian parents are as into Denzel, but Indian parents are deaf into Denzel. Like I watched a lot of Denzel Washington growing up. And like, yeah, because my parents like Denzel a lot. And I think like I grew up liking Denzel too. But yeah, Denzel Washington is like beloved in the Indian community in my eyes. I see it like that. But I could be wrong. I don't know. My immigrant parents love Denzel. And I'm sure there's a lot out there that do. But yeah, Mississippi Masala, go check it out. It's like really hard to find. It's not on a single streaming platform. Like you have to pirate it through like sus websites. Not encouraging piracy, by the way. So YouTube, don't take my video down. I do not encourage you go pirate this movie. Have I pirated the movie in the past? Maybe, but that's besides the point. Go watch it if you want to. It's a good movie. It's solid. Watch it with your families. If you're India, if you're South Asian, even if you're not, check it out. It's a movie that's like, in terms of representation, was so ahead of its time. So definitely go watch it. It's a really good one. It's got a kind of complicated storyline for it being from the 90s, right? The 90s are radical, bro. Radical times. Okay, we're gonna move on because I have nothing more to say about this. I have a theory. I have another theory. This is going to be the episode where I basically present to you theories, and we're only half an hour of the way through, and most of this has just been a whole lot of hot garbage. So that's what the after show is. But we only got 2 topics left, so But could Bollywood be the next reggaeton? I was thinking about this, right? So those of you that don't know, reggaeton is like fast-paced Spanish dance music, and on the radio recently, I was listening to 99.7, and this song with Becky G came on, and like it's been taking over fucking American radio. And there's always some Spanish song that, you know, every so often like breaks the ceiling that is reggaeton and like invades American radio. So like it was like Mi Gente a couple years ago. Obviously, we've had Despacito, Gasolina, like way back. You know, like Mia back in the day with Bad Bunny and Drake, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And then now like this song Mommy is like invading the radio. I've heard it like 18 times. And then Bam Bam with like Camila Cabello and Ed Sheeran. I don't even consider that to be like a reggaeton song. Like Mommy is definitely reggaeton because it's Becky G. And it's just been all over the radio. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, reggaeton is so huge. It's a huge industry. Like white people love it. You know, all people of all races in America like really do like the music. It's like fast-paced Spanish dance music. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, could Bollywood be this next reggaeton? Like, could it just be what is going to be the Bollywood song that just like ends up on 94.9 one day? For the Bay Area, it's 94.9, 99.7, those things. But for your local radio station, would it ever happen? Do you think a Bollywood song, right, like a banger? Because I mean, Bollywood has its fair share of hype songs that are a lot of fun to listen to, dance numbers, hit what do you call it? Hit songs. When is that going to hit the radio? Isn't that interesting? I mean, I figure like the reason why reggaeton is probably so popular is because there's just more Latin Americans in this country. So you know the demand for it is definitely greater. But Bollywood's got some songs that I feel like everyone would enjoy. Like, imagine you put like Dilly Wally Girlfriend and it just popped up on the radio one day. Like, wouldn't that be kind of cool for the Indian community? I don't know if it'll ever happen. I don't know if those songs will ever invade like American music charts. But it's interesting to think about. Like, there's so many, like even Arabic music for that matter. There's just so much like dance numbers internationally throughout the world that are probably bangers that Americans have no idea about because it's like, what is that? Like, we only listen to like fucking Imagine Dragons and like Fallout Boy all over and over again. But it's cool. It's cool to like hear reggaeton like invade the radio. But could Bollywood be that next kind of genre that invades? Because I think there is appeal for a lot of like American audiences that would enjoy it. Because if American audiences enjoy Becky G, who says American audiences can't enjoy Shankar Eshin Loy or fucking Preetham or Arjit Singh? It could totally happen. Why can't it happen? Tell me. I think it's possible. I think it's more possible than you think. Yes, like Indian Americans, Desi Americans still consist of like what? In the overall grand scheme of our population, maybe 1% of Americans. But it's growing. It's one of the fastest growing ethnic groups in the world. In the U.S., it's one of the fastest growing. We also have a town called Edison, New Jersey, and Fremont, California, that are majority Indians and South Asians. So you're meaning to tell me right now that Bollywood can't be that next reggaeton? I think it can. I think it absolutely can. I think it's happening sooner than we think. That's my hot take. I think we're going to hear, in my lifetime, I'm going to hear Bollywood songs on American radio. I have a feeling. And it's not just going to be J-Ho from Slumdog Millionaire because it won a fucking Oscar. There's going to be more. I have confidence. I have belief in the system. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But let's transition from Bollywood and reggaeton to something a little more fun. And I'm just going to shit on this for a while. Backup plans are stupid. That's it. Mic drop. Backup plans backup plans, right? Let's discuss backup plans for a second. Why do I, Anuj Changavi, think backup plans are stupid? Because, well, I'll lay it out for a second. I understand the reason for backup plans, particularly for people that go into riskier careers. I understand that there is a purpose to have a backup plan. But here's also the thing. I don't understand it. Because if that creative career is the only thing you want to do, there should be no backup plan because you should just want to make it work, right? And on paper, it sounds great. But I mean, I get the argument of like, who's going to pay the bills? I mean, and this is the thing, right? What I say about backup plans, there can be, like, I'm not saying that there haven't been people who haven't had backup plans and succeeded, right? Or who have had backup plans and they still have succeeded and they don't need the backup plan. But backup plans to me, like, I don't understand it from this perspective of like, let me just let me just like give you my logic. I think if I choose to do a backup plan, if I choose to have a backup plan, whatever that may be, if it's a corporate job, if it's a college degree, both of those things coupled together, building a career while also trying to build another career, what the fuck is that? That makes no sense to me. Why am I building a career I don't really care about, coupled with a career that I also care about? It's like working two jobs for no reason. Why can't I just dedicate all my energy into this one career and force myself to make it work? That's my logic of like, what I should want to make it work. You should want this so bad to the point where you want to make it work. And the reason why this thought has been entering my head is because a lot of people have been telling me you don't have a long-term plan. You need a backup plan. You need a backup plan. And that's basically the way I take that in my head. And I'm probably wrong. And I feel like an asshole probably for thinking this, but like, do you think I'm going to fail? Is that why you want a backup plan? Or but it's the same answer every time. It's really hard. It's really hard. You need a backup plan because I think it's going to take you 18 years to get this thing off the ground. Right? I don't know about that. Like, I feel like having a backup plan is quitting to a certain extent. In my opinion, a lot of people could have differing opinions on it, but I feel like having a backup plan is quitting on your passion. It's like, okay, this is my backup plan and I'm going to spend like 50% of my effort on it. Why? Like, I can understand if you're building a backup plan, you spend the minimum amount of effort on it, right? Like 10%. But I don't want to build a fucking, like, here's my thing. I'm at this position, right, where I am about 2 years from graduating college. Okay. College is the ultimate cover up for those of you that don't know. If you're creative, college is your worst enemy, but it's your best friend because when anybody asks you, what are you doing with life? You just say, I'm going to college. They shut up immediately because they think, oh, you're learning something, because college has built up enough social capital in people's heads for them to think, oh, you're doing something. You are being productive, a productive member of society by getting educated. Okay, that's fine. So the second you get out of college and you don't have a plan, that's when people start to freak out. That's when society is like, ooh, you're trending down the wrong path. Or like, not even if you have the wrong plan, if you just have a conventionally different path than other people do, right? If your answer is not, oh, I have a job, or, oh, I'm looking for a job, then you're looked at as like like, what's going on over there, right? When in reality, like, should that be a problem? Should it be a problem that if you're out of college or if you're in a transitionatory space in your life that you just don't want to do shit for a couple months, that you just want to relax, that you want to chill instead of just like hopping right into something? I don't know. And I think backup plans are for people who want to have creative careers, right? Because there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of creators, I'm sure, that are still trying to make ends meet, that are still trying to be the internet person, that are still trying to make a platform for themselves and eventually be self-employed and all of these things. But the backup plan is like, I need to still pay my bills. And I understand that, right? Like, I understand. So here's the solution, in my opinion. Either your backup plan is completely related to what you're trying to do. So you're working in the industry, or maybe you're working in the back end of your industry and trying to like build connections and try to find that. Or your backup plan is just non-existent. It doesn't make sense. So either your backup plan should be working in your industry in some aspect, or you shouldn't just have a backup plan in general. You should just go full forth in your creative career. And obviously that sounds so nice on paper, right? Like going full forth in your creative career, but like the reality is like money still is a problem for a lot of people, and you gotta pay the bills. I guess that's why like, and now I'm starting to understand like the actress grind or the actor grind, right? Like waiting tables, go like bartending, doing odd jobs until you make it, because everyone wants to have time to focus on their craft. No one wants to be focused. No one wants to have a full-time job at Salesforce, spending your waking hours from like 7 to 3 p.m. working on that, and then acting for for 9-10 hours a day. That sucks, because at the same time you want to live life. See, this is like this whole complicated thing. But my logic is this. I'm going to just do what I love. If there if there's a backup, like if I can build a backup plan that maybe involves working in this industry in some aspect, while making like a steady income or steady salary, like I would not be opposed to that at all. But I also don't like to have a backup plan in my mind, because I want to make this thing work, and I want this to be the starter plan, the backup plan, and everything in between. There should be no backup plan in my eyes, but it's easier said than done. So that's where I'm at. I'm in this like middle ground of like, I get why there are backup plans, but at the same time, like I don't want a backup plan. I don't want there to be just one thing. Like I want this to be the only thing. But figuring that whole balance out is tricky, and you have to find some ways to balance that in your head. But that's a live conversation, and I don't want to have live conversations forever. So let's get into the last topic that we're going to talk about. LinkedIn, man. LinkedIn banned me. LinkedIn banned me. Are you serious, Anuj? LinkedIn banned you? Yeah. Should I tell the story of how LinkedIn banned me? Okay, I'll tell you the story of how I was banned off LinkedIn. I think this is a good one, so I think you guys are going to enjoy this. So basically, last summer, I was bored. This is like right when I was starting the Changavi show. So a lot of topics were, so I was just trying to like think of stuff. I was just bored creatively. So I was just doing stupid shit on the internet. And one day I came across my LinkedIn profile. I had a LinkedIn profile. I was seeing all my friends, and like the thing about LinkedIn, I've kind of talked about this like way early on. I did like a whole segment about LinkedIn and how nobody gives a fuck. But like, here's the thing, like all my friends would do the same shit. Not my friends, even just like peers and people that I knew, like that I followed on LinkedIn or whatever it's called, or connected with. I think it's called connections. But so like, yeah, who I was connected with on LinkedIn, like they would do the same shit. Every single one of them, like when they get an internship, was like, after considering these 18 really big companies like Facebook, Google, Apple, whatever, just really big name companies, I decided to do this, and this, and go for this internship that blah, 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 blah. Right. And all of them pasted this, like copy pasted and posted the same fucking post. And it's just a flex. What I realized is LinkedIn is just the Instagram for corporate America. It's like, oh, got a new job. Oh, senior vice president at Amazon. Fuck you. Like, that's what it is. And so it's like, okay, hold on a second. Like, why should I give a shit about this? Why should I care? Like, and the thing is, everybody's so serious on LinkedIn. Everybody, like, when they're posting on LinkedIn, sounds like they have a stick up their ass. It's so freaking irritating. Or it's like the crypto bots, or it's like the people who are like, you want to make $10,000 in NFTs in 5 minutes? Follow me right now. And they sound like they're on like 8 lines of cocaine. I'm like, bro, chill. Okay. So I noticed that. There was a clear need for people to make content on LinkedIn that's actually just fun, and like people swear and have a good time, and there just needs to be like a chill space. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make this satirical comment on LinkedIn. So that's exactly what I did. So I guess I've effed with the social media rules of LinkedIn a little bit and changed my job title to Chief Executive Officer at Google. And I posted this whole thing of like, after considering several CEO positions at many tech companies, I realized that the only tech company that I wanted to end up at was Google. And I realized that I wanted to take over for Sundar Pichai's CEO job. And I said, move over, bro. Like just fun. Like it was just a funny, like joking post, like me just having a good time. And then I didn't know it, but I opened up LinkedIn like 3 hours later and my notifications are blowing up. It's like comments, likes, impressions, connection requests. So like I had like at least 10 or 11 people from Google that day who wanted to connect with me, like senior software engineers, like marketing people, like all this stuff. And it was just fun. Like it was just me like for fun posting some stupid posts about making fun of my friends who or my peers that post all of this like, after considering this, and this, like, I want to get an internship here. So I was like, all right, after me being considering to be the CEO here, and here, I decided on Google. So move over, Sundar Pichai. Like, that just got hella impressions. And I realized something. I was like, LinkedIn needs less people who have a stick up their ass and more people who are just like having fun and just having a good time and treating it like treating the office, treating business, treating professionalism like it's fun, because at the end of the day careers are supposed to be fun. And like it got so many impressions, it got so many likes, but then I got this email from LinkedIn that basically said I was banned from the platform because I used misinformation by calling myself the CEO of Google and I needed to pass identity tests and all of these things. And it's this whole long process. I've been trying for like a year to get my account back. I can't. But yeah, I mean, listen, was it me being extreme? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I changed the name of my job title. I can see why the LinkedIn bot like caught that and left me like and didn't let me go through. Like that's fine. I understand why the LinkedIn system caught me like that. But at the same time, like I recognize that like if I ever get back on LinkedIn, like will I do something like that again? No. But if I ever get back, which is looking highly unlikely at this point because I've appealed for it like multiple times, and all the times I've been denied an application, or I've been denied because my identity doesn't match up or whatever. If I ever get back, like LinkedIn is the place to be for content. I really believe that. I think people like listen, obviously it's a professional network and all of these things, and it's supposed to be about like developing professional connections within corporate America. But like, dude, also like have fun on LinkedIn, bro. People need to have fun. And like family members were coming after me for posting that. They were like, that's so unprofessional. How could you? You have people on there that you're connected with and you associated them with this garbage, like disgraceful. But at the same time, there was a need for it. There was a need for it. I got so many impressions in that time. I got hella likes. I got comments. Like people were like, yes, this is so funny. Like people wanted that shit. So at the same time, with there being like this whole idea of like, oh, we need to be professional and only talk about the future of technology and innovating within the fintech space. But also it could be balanced with like, haha, I'm just going to be satirical and make fun of the freaking 18 or make fun of the freaking 21-year-old kids that brag about their tech internships. I don't know. I think it's fine to like make fun of it. And I think my post proved that there was a need for it. But at the same time, like I understand that I was extreme. And all I'm asking for, LinkedIn, is give me a chance to come back. I will provide you a beautiful space in the platform for me to just have fun. And I would be interested for LinkedIn to have my voice out there. Yeah, I would. The first clip, if I ever go back to LinkedIn, is going to be the fuck professionalism clip. I already know it. It's going to be the first clip. And I just want to see what people say. I think it's just an interesting conversation to open it up with professionals and all of these things, because I think LinkedIn has this culture, the social media around it. Like the social media culture of LinkedIn is like very like professional, keep it PC. Like you can only talk like this. But like people need to loosen up, man. People just need to loosen up, and I feel like I can provide that on LinkedIn. And I think I proved it with my one post. And so I would love to come back because I think I could provide something. So LinkedIn, if you're listening to this, CEO of LinkedIn, anybody related to LinkedIn, anybody who works at LinkedIn, unban me. Unban me. I promise I won't let you down. Anyway, that's all I got from this show. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. Appreciate every single one of you that stuck with me through this clusterfuck of an after show. that it always is. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, feel free to hit the follow button. If you're on Apple Podcasts, feel free to leave me a 5-star review. If you're anywhere else, hi, hello. Please follow me and like and subscribe and do all of these things. In addition, what was I going to say in addition? Oh, yeah. In addition, all my social media links are linked down below of each podcasting website. So you just got to click in the description. My link is right there. You can go see my Twitter, not my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, at the Changavi Show, everywhere on social media except Facebook. I'm working on getting that Facebook profile up. So hang with me for a second. I will get a Facebook page up for the show. So you guys can go check that out as well at some point. But Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all at the Changavi Show. Been posting a lot on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok in particular, trying to get my Twitter game up. It will happen at some point, I promise you. But anyway, thank you so much, all of you. Appreciate every single one of you that stuck with me to the end. As always, it is an absolute honor to get to do this. I feel so privileged, so blessed to be able to spend some time and talk with you guys about what's been on my mind. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you all for listening. So this is Anuj Changavi, Chang Gang. I'm signing off from my parents' house in the Bay Area on the floor of my childhood bedroom, talking shit. That's what we do. Basement commentary over here. All right, Changavi Aftershow 15 is over, and I will see you for the Changavi Show later this week. All right, peace.